Hello, and welcome back to Daily Story, your home for thrilling audio adventures. This is MagicSurprise F, and we are so grateful to have you with us. If you enjoy our tales, please consider hitting that like button, sharing this episode with a friend, and subscribing to the channel so you never miss a story. Now, get comfortable, and let's begin today's audiobook. Tonight, we travel to the edge of the world, to a lonely outpost where the light holds back more than just the dark. This is the Lighthouse Keeper's Dirge. My name is Thomas Blackwood. I came to the Serpent's Tooth Lighthouse to escape the ghosts of my past, to be surrounded by nothing but wind and water. I was told my only job was to keep the light burning and ring the bell in the fog. I was not told that the bell is a dirge and that it is the only thing that keeps the real ghosts from reaching the shore. The lighthouse stood on a jagged fang of rock 3 miles from the coast, a grim stone sentinel against the fury of the Atlantic. My predecessor, a man named Alister, had been taken off the rock raving mad, his hair turned stark white. The service called it Island's madness. I called it a job opening. I was a practical man, and I didn't believe in ghosts. The light itself was modern, automated. My real charge was the bell. It was a monstrous thing, housed in a belfry below the lantern room. Cast from a dark, oily bronze, it was far too large for a simple fog warning. Its surface was covered not in maker's marks, but on strange, interlocking symbols that resembled no language I had ever seen. The manual stated it was to be rung only in fog with less than a quarter mile of visibility. For a month, the weather was clear. My life was a simple monastic routine. Then the fog came. It rolled in from the east, a solid gray wall that swallowed the sea and the sky. It was unnatural, silent, and suffocating. Following procedure, I engaged the bell's automated striker. The sound that erupted was not the sharp, clear clang I expected. It was a deep, resonant thrum, a mournful, gut-shaking tone that vibrated in my very bones. It wasn't a warning, it was a lament, a dirge. It rang once every 30 seconds, a slow, deep heartbeat in the suffocating silence. It was on the third toll that I first saw them, movement in the fog. I was in the lantern room, scanning the gray nothingness, when I saw shapes at the edge of the light's sweep. They weren't ships, they were wrong. Amorphous, shifting masses that seemed to boil and writhe within the mist. They were drawn to the light, but the sound of the bell seemed to cause them pain, making them recoil with every toll. I thought I was seeing things, my own mind falling prey to the isolation. That's when I found Alister's true logbook, hidden beneath a loose floorboard in his bunk. The official log was filled with weather reports. This one was filled with terror. His frantic scrawl read, "The fog is not water, it is their breath. They rise from the deep places when the sky is blind. They hate the light, but they are drawn to the warmth of the land, the warmth of life." Another entry, "The bell is not for ships, it is a warding. The sound, the frequency, it keeps them at bay. It is a song of sorrow that they cannot cross. The rhythm is everything. Don't let the song end." The final entry was barely legible. "The sound is a wall. I am the wall. The storm is coming. They are hungry. The dirge is the only thing." I slammed the book shut, my blood running cold. This wasn't a lighthouse, it was a prison watchtower, and I was the new guard. The next fog was worse. It came with a storm, a raging tempest that threw waves against the tower that felt like cannonballs. The creatures in the fog were bolder, their forms becoming clearer for horrifying split seconds. I saw a congregation of impossibilities, too many limbs, angles that defied geometry, things that crawled when they should have swum and flew when they should have sunk. Then came a deafening crack of lightning, followed by the shriek of tortured metal. The bell's automated striker had been shattered by the strike. The dirge stopped. The silence that followed was the most terrifying sound I have ever heard. In that silence, the creatures surged forward. I could hear their psychic pressure against the tower, a chorus of silent, hungry whispers in my mind. The light from the lamp flickered as if cowed by their presence. Alister's last words echoed in my head. "I am the wall." I grabbed the emergency mallet, a heavy iron-headed hammer, and scrambled up to the belfry. The wind and rain tore at me. I stood before the colossal bell, the world a chaos of storm and shadow. I saw a shape rise from the waves, a thing of countless grasping tendrils reaching for the tower. With a scream of pure primal fear, I swung the mallet. Thrum! The deep note of the dirge slammed out into the storm. The tendrils recoiled, the psychic pressure lessened. I had to keep the rhythm. Once every 30 seconds, I started counting. 1, 2, 3. My arms ached. The impact of the mallet against the bronze sent jarring shocks through my entire body. 28, 29, 30. I swung again. Thrum! For 6 hours, I was a human clock. My world shrank to the bell, the mallet, and the count. My muscles screamed, my hands bled, but I didn't stop. I swung for the faceless people on the mainland. I swung for my own sanity. I swung because I was the only thing standing between my world and the geometry of nightmares. Finally, a sliver of gray appeared on the horizon. Dawn. As the first true light broke through the clouds, the fog began to dissipate, dissolving like a bad dream. The shapes within it sank back into the waves, retreating to the sunless depths. I collapsed against the bell, exhausted, broken, but alive. The storm was over. I had held them back. I no longer wish for escape. I understand now. There is no leaving the serpent's tooth. My ghosts are nothing compared to the things that live in the deep. I am Thomas Blackwood, the keeper of the light, the singer of the dirge, and I will stand my watch until the sea reclaims me, or the fog claims everything else. Thank you for listening. Be sure to join us next time on Daily Story for a frightening tale of a father who buys a vintage Jack-in-the-Box, only to discover that when the music stops, it's not Jack who pops out, but something much, much older, in The Toy Maker's Secret. That was The Lighthouse Keeper's Dirge. We hope it sent a chill down your spine. This has been a production of Daily Story on the MagicSurprise F channel. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more audiobook adventures every week. Until next time, listen closely to the silence.